Have you ever felt like everything was working against you? Like no matter how kind, how faithful, or how patient you've been, the attacks just wouldn't stop. This message is not random. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven saw what they did and heaven responded." Type 1111 in the comments if you feel this confirmation in your spirit right now. Because what I'm about to reveal will explain why every weapon that was formed against you has failed. Something shifted in the unseen realm, and what's coming next will confirm what your heart already knew: you were never alone. Archangel Michael says, you were marked by light, chosen before you were ever hurt. And though they tried to destroy you, heaven turned their curse into a catalyst for your rising. The same voices that spoke against you are now trembling before the power that covers you. God is speaking through this message right now. He says, "Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm." Psalm 105:15. What they did in secret, heaven saw in full daylight. And divine justice has already been set in motion. You were not meant to collapse. You were meant to conquer. Every delay, every rejection, every betrayal was allowed to reveal the truth: you are divinely protected. Your pain became a portal for power, and your tears became the seeds of your testimony. Heaven says there was a moment they thought they won. They rejoiced when you broke down. But what they didn't realize was that your breakdown was the birthplace of your breakthrough. Because while they plotted, God prepared. While they lied, heaven wrote your vindication. While they closed the door, angels built a new one just for you. Archangel Michael says, you've been under heavy warfare because your purpose carries weight. You are a vessel of restoration, a walking prophecy of resilience. The enemy saw your potential long before you did, and he tried to destroy it through people, distractions, and false accusations. But heaven intercepted the plan. The same people who tried to silence your voice will soon witness your rise. The ones who mocked you will hear your name celebrated. The ones who said you'll never make it will have to watch God make your story a public miracle. God says, vengeance is mine. I will repay, Romans 12:19. And he has already begun. The terrible thing that happened was not your destruction, it was theirs. Because when they touched you, they touched heaven's chosen one. And now everything they sent out is returned to them multiplied. Archangel Michael says, be still and watch what unfolds. You won't need to fight this battle. Heaven is fighting for you. Every tongue that rises against you will fall silent. Every false friend will reveal their true face. And every delay will become divine proof that God was protecting what's yours. Have you noticed the sudden peace lately? That's not ordinary calm. That's divine confirmation. Heaven is restoring what was stolen. Your energy, your confidence, your destiny. They tried to bury your name but didn't realize you were a seed. Now you're rising higher, stronger and more anointed than ever before, because the oil that comes from crushed olives is the purest kind. Your crushing birthed your calling. Archangel Michael says, do not seek revenge. Do not explain yourself. Your silence will speak louder than their lies. Your peace will confuse your enemies more than your words ever could. And your blessings will answer questions that no argument ever can. God says, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. This new thing is your restoration. This new thing is your reward for endurance. This new thing is proof that heaven keeps records even when the world forgets. Heaven is rearranging the narrative. What was meant to break you will now bless you. What was sent to destroy you will now deliver you. Every betrayal pushed you closer to divine alignment. Every heartbreak positioned you for heavenly elevation. And every storm prepared you for the platform that's coming. Archangel Michael says, something terrible happened. but not to you. It happened to the darkness that tried to consume you, because the fire that was meant to burn you only refined your soul. Your enemies didn't know they were building the bridge to your breakthrough. Now heaven is flipping the script. They laughed when you cried, but soon you'll smile while they watch God lift you higher. They whispered lies, but truth has a way of surviving every rumor. And the truth is, you are divinely protected, favored, and unstoppable. Heaven says, the spiritual warfare you faced wasn't random. It was a sign of your anointing. It's proof that your name is known in heaven and feared in hell. The more intense the opposition, the greater the anointing that rests upon your life. You have survived what others didn't because your mission isn't over. You carry a mantle of light. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your prayers shake strongholds. And your faith has become a weapon of mass deliverance. Archangel Michael says you're entering a season of divine reversal. Everything that was stolen will return sevenfold. Every delay will transform into divine acceleration. And every closed door will make sense in hindsight, because it was never meant for you. Heaven is moving pieces behind the scenes. People are being removed from your path. New connections are forming. Resources are aligning. Miracles are being assigned to your name right now. Can you feel it? That warmth in your spirit, that calm in your chest. That's heaven confirming this word. Type 777 in the comments if you feel your confirmation awakening. Something sacred is unfolding. God says, what they meant for evil I will turn for good. Genesis 50:20. This is your turnaround season. Heaven has declared enough. No more cycles of betrayal. No more silent suffering. No more delay. The scales of divine justice are being balanced in your favor. The same situation that embarrassed you will soon exalt you. You will testify in the same place you once cried. And the same hands that hurt you will one day witness your healing. Archangel Michael says, you have nothing to fear anymore. Heaven's protection surrounds you like fire. Every arrow that was launched against you has been returned to sender. Every curse has been reversed. And every plan that was meant to stop you is now working for you. Be patient. The revelation is not complete yet. Within days, you'll start seeing unusual peace. Conversations that once triggered you will now release no pain. Doors you thought were closed will reopen in divine timing. And a message, a call, a sign, a confirmation will arrive that proves God has not forgotten you. They tried to destroy your reputation, but heaven is about to give you recognition. They tried to destroy your peace, but now joy is about to overflow. They tried to destroy your purpose, but now you're stepping into prophetic fulfillment. The tables have turned. The favor has shifted. And heaven has made its final decree. You will not be defeated. Archangel Michael says, remember how you cried asking God why he allowed it? Heaven answers now, because he was preparing you for leadership, because you couldn't lead broken people until you understood brokenness. You couldn't carry healing until you survived hurt. You couldn't walk in grace until you learned forgiveness. You are being elevated spiritually. Every storm refined your discernment. Every loss expanded your compassion. Every betrayal purified your love. Now you're ready for the calling that once terrified you. God says, after you have suffered a little while, I will restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. Says Peter 5:10. That's your word. Restoration, confirmation, strengthening, establishment. Heaven says, do not worry about those who disappeared when you needed them. They were never assigned to your destiny. Their rejection was your redirection. Their absence made room for divine replacements. The new souls coming into your life will honor your light. They will match your frequency, respect your purpose, and walk beside you in truth. Your new season requires healed people. No more pretending, No more shrinking your light to make others comfortable. Your authenticity is your armor. Your peace is your power. Archangel Michael says, a new wave of favor is being released over your finances, your relationships, your home, and your heart. Expect supernatural favor in unexpected places. Expect restoration in areas you thought were over. Expect divine compensation for every tear you've cried. Heaven's justice is not delayed. It's precise. And when it arrives, it will silence every critic, every accuser, and every shadow of doubt. This is not just another message. This is your confirmation that you survived for a reason. Heaven says your name is written in the book of deliverance. Angels are surrounding you now, guarding what belongs to you. You are stepping into the after season, after the pain, after the loss, after the confusion. And this time, peace will stay. The terrible thing that happened wasn't the end. It was the breaking of the chains. You were not destroyed. You were delivered. You were not forgotten. You were fortified. And now, the glory that follows will erase every trace of the storm. Type 444444 in the comments if you receive this prophetic word. Declare it aloud, heaven has fought for me, and I will rise. You are entering your season of divine reversal. Angels are clearing your path. Archangel Michael stands guard at your side. And the next door that opens will not just be a blessing, it will be a breakthrough. The message from heaven is clear. You are too chosen to be defeated, too anointed to be ignored, and too protected to be destroyed. Hold your head high, beloved. Your story is not ending, it's ascending. The light of God is rewriting what darkness tried to delete. And soon, everyone will see that your survival was not luck, it was a prophecy fulfilled. Archangel Michael says, heaven is proud of you. You passed the test. You stayed kind when cruelty surrounded you. You stayed humble when pride could have won. You stayed faithful when nothing made sense. And for that, your reward is being released. God says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. That's not a verse. It's your reality. Your miracle window is open. Your destiny scroll is being unlocked. Your future is secured by divine decree. If this message spoke to your heart, like this video, as your act of faith, comment your angel number or your prayer request below. Heaven is listening. Subscribe for daily prophetic and angelic guidance. And share this message with someone who needs to remember. They may have tried to destroy you, but heaven already declared your victory. Archangel Michael says, there are moments when heaven allows the storm not to punish you, but to expose the foundations that were never meant to carry your calling. You wondered why everything shook at once. Relationships, finances, trust, plans, all unraveling before your eyes. Yet heaven whispers, nothing is falling apart. Everything is falling into place. The same storm that scared you was the wind that carried you to safety. The people who left did not abandon you. They were gently removed by divine timing. They were part of your history, not your destiny. For every exit, heaven is arranging an entrance. For every tear you cried, heaven has written a testimony that will make nations listen. You are being positioned, not punished. You are being purified for purpose. God says, my child, I hid you in the storm because I was rebuilding your wings. You thought I had forgotten you, but I was fortifying you. There was a secret covering over your life. While the enemy sent traps, heaven sent angels to intercept. Every plot was seen, every lie recorded, every wound noticed by the eyes of eternity. The hands that formed you in the beginning never let go of you in the chaos. The terrible thing that happened did not destroy you. It exposed what was false and revealed what was eternal. You are being ushered into a season of divine recovery, a restoration so complete that it will erase the trace of what broke you. Heaven says, Many underestimated what you carry because they judged you by what you lost. They thought the silence meant defeat, but heaven's silence was sacred. God was working in rooms your enemies were not invited into. They were busy speaking your name in gossip, but heaven was engraving it in glory. They tried to assassinate your character, but they couldn't touch your calling. You became invisible to the wrong ones, so you could become visible to the chosen ones. The pain you endured became a doorway into divine perception. You see clearer now, not through bitterness, but through breakthrough. Archangel Michael says, you are rising from the ashes with a light that terrifies the darkness. The same ones who cursed you will be the ones to confirm your favor. They will say, we don't know how they survived. And heaven will answer, because I was with them. The oil of endurance has been poured upon you. The fragrance of victory now follows you into every room. Even when you speak softly, your words carry weight, because they echo with heavenly authority. You are no longer just surviving. You are shining. Every closed door was heaven's protection, not rejection. You will understand this soon. The connections that broke were not accidents. They were alignments. God says the weapons they formed were sharp, but they were never blessed. They hit you with words meant to wound, but you turned them into wisdom. They mocked your dreams, but heaven multiplied them in secret. They tried to bury your potential, but seeds grow best in darkness. The grave they dug for you became the garden that revealed your growth. You are walking proof that no plot can stop prophecy. Every time they declared you finished, I whispered, begin again. Now the tables have turned. Those who threw stones are watching you build altars. Those who spread rumors are watching you rise in righteousness. You will not need revenge. Your radiance will do the talking. Archangel Michael says, the fire they sent to consume you refined you instead. You became unshakable because you learned where true strength lives, not in the crowd, but in the covenant. Heaven is elevating you to spaces you didn't even pray for. The delay was not denial. It was divine discipline preparing you for destiny. Had things worked earlier, pride would have destroyed what humility is now preserving. You are walking into answered prayers with new discernment. Not everyone can go with you, and that's not rejection, that's protection. The higher the calling, the smaller the circle. Heaven says, the terrible thing that happened was a spiritual reversal. The darkness that was sent toward you has returned to its sender. Your name is now surrounded by light. Your presence will now carry peace into rooms that once carried tension. Those who doubted you will begin to dream of you. They will see your face in visions and remember what they tried to forget, that you are chosen. Some will reach out with apologies they never thought they'd make, not because of guilt, but because heaven convicted their hearts. Do not harden yours. Forgive, but don't return to the familiar. Bless them and keep walking toward your promise. God says, I am redeeming time. The years that felt wasted are being folded into divine acceleration. Where you lost 5, I will give you 10. Where they took your confidence, I will give you authority. You will recover in months what you thought would take decades. The same voice that calmed the sea is now calming the chaos around you. The nights of questioning are ending. Peace is returning, not as a visitor, but as a resident. You will sleep deeply, love freely, and walk boldly again. What was once a wound will become your wisdom. Archangel Michael says, there is a new assignment being written over your life, one that will require boldness, grace, and discernment. Heaven is expanding your reach. You will touch hearts without even trying. Words that once felt ordinary will now carry supernatural power. Even your silence will heal others. You will begin to notice divine appointments, chance encounters that aren't chance at all. Strangers will confirm prophecies. Songs will echo your secret prayers. The atmosphere around you is shifting because your frequency has changed. You no longer attract confusion. You now magnetize clarity. Heaven says miracles are moving towards you quietly. Unexpected messages, unplanned favor, unspoken blessings, they are already scheduled on heaven's calendar. Stay aligned, stay humble, stay grateful. Your consistency is your currency. Your faith is your force. Every no you received will make sense when the divine yes arrives. For I, the Lord, am not a man that I should lie, nor a promise-keeper who forgets his word. What I spoke over your life will manifest in the fullness of time. Archangel Michael says, you will soon witness divine irony. The same environment that rejected you will celebrate your return. The same place where you were silenced will host your testimony. Do not be surprised when doors open with no explanation. Do not resist when new alliances appear. This is your divine compensation season. The pain of the past was the price of your preparation. You are walking into the promise now. Heaven says, lift your head. Your posture must match your prophecy. Walk as though the miracle has already been delivered. Speak as though the victory has already manifested. Praise as though you've already seen the proof. Faith is the bridge between what is spoken and what is seen. Keep your heart pure and your hands clean. I will honor those who kept faith when others gave up. God says, do not look back. The chapter that hurt you is closed. The lesson remains, but the pain no longer defines you. New beginnings require fresh obedience. Listen closely to the whispers of heaven. I am guiding your steps into the unfamiliar, but not the unsafe. You will meet helpers carrying answers. You will see signs confirming direction. Every decision soaked in prayer will prosper. You are walking in divine choreography. Nothing random, nothing wasted. Archangel Michael says the restoration will not just be external, it will be emotional. The peace that left your heart will return multiplied. The laughter that faded will echo again. The glow in your eyes will come back stronger than before. Even your physical body will feel renewed. Heaviness will lift and energy will overflow. The weight you carried was spiritual. Now heaven is lifting it off you. You will feel light, free, whole. You will look in the mirror and see not what was broken, but what was born from the breaking. Heaven says there are new angels being assigned to you now. Angels of restoration, favor, and visibility. You were hidden for a reason, but now it's time to be revealed. Heaven is aligning your path with those who carry keys to your next level. You will not have to beg for recognition. Divine timing will reveal you effortlessly. People will speak your name in rooms you've never entered. Invitations will come unexpectedly. Opportunities will find you. You will not chase what is meant for you. You will attract it through grace. And God says, the story is not ending, it is ascending. You are moving from trials to triumph, from warfare to worship, from endurance to elevation. Heaven is about to give you visible evidence that I have been with you all along. Watch the next 7 days carefully. Signs will appear, numbers, dreams, familiar names, divine nudges. Do not dismiss them. They are heaven's confirmation that the shift is real. Archangel Michael says, stand firm, beloved soul. You have crossed the threshold of transformation. The darkness that once intimidated you now fears your light. You are carrying authority from the throne room itself. When you speak, heaven listens. When you pray, angels move. When you decree, reality obeys. This is your rebirth season. You are not coming out of the storm the same. You are coming out crowned. Archangel Michael says, what heaven is about to do next in your life will silence every critic, every doubt, and every fear. They thought your story ended when you were betrayed, but heaven says that was only chapter 1 of your testimony. The pain they caused became the prophecy that shaped your power. You are about to step into blessings that don't match your past, opportunities that your enemies can't explain, and peace that makes no logical sense. Something terrible happened when they tried to destroy you. Their plans backfired. Every curse they whispered bounced off the walls of heaven and returned to sender. Every door they tried to close swung open wider. Every rumor they spread revealed their own shadow, not your truth. They set a trap and fell into it themselves. Type, "Justice is moving" in the comments if you can feel this confirmation. God says, I am making you the example of what divine reversal looks like. Where they laughed, I will make them listen. Where they mocked, I will make them marvel. Where they denied your name, I will declare it before kings. Every humiliation will birth heavenly elevation. Your name is about to be called in unexpected rooms. Your work will reach people you've never met. Your gift will open doors no human can shut. You may not see it yet, but the tables have already turned. Heaven says, the very ones who tried to block your progress are now being used as proof of your purpose. They were your lesson, not your loss. They were your training, not your tragedy. And because you didn't fight dirty, heaven is rewarding you cleanly. You didn't retaliate. You trusted. You didn't curse. You prayed. You didn't break. You built. And for that, angels have recorded your obedience in heaven's book of recompense. Archangel Michael says, before this month ends, you will hear news that confirms your vindication. A name will appear. A message will arrive. A door will open. Something you prayed for long ago will suddenly manifest, and you will know, this is the moment heaven promised me. Comment, my confirmation is near, if your spirit agrees. They thought removing you from their circle would destroy you, but heaven enlarged your territory instead. They tried to block your voice, but God amplified it. They tried to dim your light, but heaven turned you into a lighthouse. Now the same eyes that look down on you will look up to you. Because when God elevates you, no one can demote you. Heaven says, the next victory will not be quiet. This one will be seen, heard, and undeniable. Your blessing will be public because your pain was public. Your breakthrough will be loud because your silence was long. And when it happens, people will ask, how did this happen so fast? And you will answer, because heaven had the final word. Type, heaven has the final word if you're claiming this. God says, what you lost in one season, I'm multiplying in the next. You are entering the harvest of endurance. Seeds sown in tears are now sprouting in favor. Dreams buried in disappointment are resurrecting in destiny. You will look back and say, if I hadn't been betrayed, I wouldn't have been blessed like this. Archangel Michael says, do not chase explanations. Chase peace. Do not crave revenge. Crave revelation, because the truth is already defending you. People who believe the lies will soon apologize without you asking. They will say, now I understand. And you will simply smile because forgiveness already freed you. Your peace is proof of your power. Heaven says, the moment you stopped explaining yourself was the moment heaven started exalting you. Silence is sacred when you know the truth. Do not waste words trying to fix what God already closed. Focus forward. Your reward is not behind you. It's ahead of you. Something divine is chasing you right now. Goodness, mercy, and miracles. God says, I'm not only restoring what was lost, I'm multiplying it. Expect divine payback. Expect sudden favor. Expect supernatural alignment. Even now, someone is speaking your name with honor where they once used it with harm. Someone is planning to bless you who doesn't even know your face yet. Because when heaven decides to favor you, it doesn't need your permission, only your faith. Comment, I receive my divine payback if your heart believes this word. Archangel Michael says, be prepared. A shift is near. You will feel it in your spirit before it appears in your sight. Sudden peace after chaos. Unusual joy after heaviness. Confirmation after confusion. That is the rhythm of restoration. Do not doubt it when it comes gently. Sometimes heaven arrives quietly, but its results roar loudly. Heaven says miracles are already in motion. Every no from man was a not yet from God. Every delay was divine design. Every silence was heaven's shield. And now the clouds are parting. You will soon see what was hidden behind the waiting, so lift your hands in faith and declare, my setback was my setup for a supernatural comeback. Type, my comeback is happening now in the comments, if you believe heaven is turning it around. Because Archangel Michael says, it is done. The shift has begun, and no force in hell can stop what heaven has sealed. Archangel Michael says, heaven has not forgotten the tears you cried in secret. Every silent night, every whispered prayer, every time you said, God, please remember me, has reached the throne of grace. And now, beloved, divine response has been released. You are about to walk into blessings that were delayed only because the foundation wasn't ready. Now the ground has been leveled, and the promise can rise. The same place that saw you suffer will see you shine. The same voices that gossiped will gasp in awe. The same pain that broke you will become proof that heaven was building you. Type, heaven remembered me, if you can feel that word settling in your spirit. God says, I am not restoring you to where you were. I'm elevating you to where you were meant to be. The level you're entering is not restoration, it's revelation. You are about to understand why everything had to happen the way it did. What once felt unfair will soon make perfect sense. Every delay was a divine disguise for development. Every heartbreak was heaven's redirection. Every closed door was the protection of your destiny. And now, the gates of favor are swinging open before you. Heaven says your enemies wanted a show, and now they'll see one, but not the one they expected. They'll see the light of God rise over your life. They'll see your face glowing with peace. They'll see that no curse can compete with covenant. They'll realize they touched a chosen one. Type, no curse can touch me if your soul agrees. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine announcement being made in heaven right now. Your name is being spoken with honor. The scroll of delay has been replaced with the scroll of destiny. You are stepping into a chapter called Suddenly, suddenly healed, suddenly favored, suddenly seen, suddenly blessed. It will happen fast, and it will feel unfamiliar, but don't resist it. This is not luck. This is prophecy fulfilled. You are walking into answered prayer territory. Heaven says, the hand of justice has been lifted against those who rejoiced at your pain. Not because you wished them harm, but because heaven will not allow their cruelty to go unaddressed. They will watch the same person they tried to bury become the blueprint of survival. The lesson they refuse to learn will become the story you teach. Type, justice belongs to God if you're letting heaven handle what hurt you. God says, do not mourn what left. Rejoice for what's coming. The removal was necessary. The pruning was painful but powerful. The fruit that's coming from your obedience will feed generations. You carried wounds in your heart, but I am transforming them into wells of wisdom. You will counsel others from the same pain that once confused you. You will comfort those who are walking through storms you've already survived. Your scars are sermons now. Every mark on your soul carries meaning. Archangel Michael says, this is your turning point. The energy around you is changing. You will notice a lightness in your spirit, a new ease in your path. Where there was resistance, there will be release. Where there was tension, there will be tenderness. Where there was warfare, there will be worship. Heaven has shifted your atmosphere. Angels are going before you, clearing paths, softening hearts, and aligning miracles. Comment, "My atmosphere has shifted," if you sense this transition in your soul. Heaven says there will be divine encounters in the coming days. Someone will speak a word that sounds like an echo of this message. A number will appear repeatedly, 333, 555, 777, confirming that heaven is near. A door you thought was shut will reopen without effort. A long-lost connection will return with peace. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Pay attention to the subtle signs. The supernatural is whispering through the natural. God says, you are not behind. You are perfectly timed. The waiting season was never wasted. Every lesson shaped you for leadership. Every test strengthened your testimony. And now, acceleration is here. Things will start happening so quickly that your mind will struggle to catch up, but your spirit will know this is God. Do not fear the speed. Trust the source. Type, "I am ready for acceleration," if you receive this word in faith. Archangel Michael says, heaven's handwriting is on your life. Every line of your story has purpose. You didn't come this far to be forgotten. You didn't survive the storm to sit in silence. Your life will be the evidence that God still restores, redeems, and resurrects. You are a living prophecy. The same angels that fought for you in darkness are now celebrating you in light. The same heaven that watched you cry will now watch you conquer. Beloved, lift your head. The past is over. The pain has expired. The new has begun. Breathe, believe, receive. The glory that's coming will be so great that you'll say, "It was worth it all." Type, "It was worth it all" in the comments if you know this message was meant for you. Like this video if your spirit felt heaven's touch today. Comment your angel number or your prayer request below. Heaven is listening. And don't forget to share this message. Someone needs the reminder that what was meant for evil has turned for good. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment when hidden grace becomes visible. You stood through winds that would have broken others, and heaven took note. While they were counting you out, angels were counting your steps. Every tear was a seed, and now the field of your future is blooming. What was barren will bear fruit. What felt wasted will yield reward. This is the season of divine return. Type, "My harvest has begun." If that line burns inside your spirit, God says, I am sending proof, not a whisper, not a sign you might question. Proof so clear that you will say, this could only be God. The thing that once hurt you will fund your healing. The person who once doubted you will have to declare your favor. The very ground that rejected you will start producing for you. Expect a full circle blessing. Expect faces from the past to reappear, not for reconciliation but for recognition. Recognition that you were chosen all along. Heaven says, let peace be your proof. When you feel calm in situations that used to shake you, that is heaven confirming maturity. You no longer fight with flesh. You win through faith. You are walking evidence of evolution. The old version of you would have retaliated. The new you radiates. The old you chased clarity. The new you carries it. Type, I am walking proof, if you can feel that transformation taking root. Archangel Michael says, listen closely. The next few days will bring divine alignment. You'll overhear conversations that confirm what heaven already told you. You'll meet someone whose words sound like prophecy. You'll receive an idea in prayer that changes everything. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Heaven is collaborating with your obedience. When you move, angels move. When you declare, creation responds. Comment, heaven and I are in agreement if you are stepping into that flow. God says, I am closing the chapter of survival and opening the chapter of stewardship. You will now manage miracles instead of mourning memories. What you prayed for is arriving piece by piece. Do not fear the process. Your purpose is unfolding with precision. Stay grounded, stay grateful, stay generous. The more you pour, the more I will refill. I'm making you a vessel that never runs dry. Type, my overflow is holy if you receive that blessing. Heaven says your restoration will not look like the past. It will exceed it. You will move differently, speak differently, love differently. Your discernment has sharpened. You no longer mistake comfort for connection or attention for affection. You can now recognize destiny by its peace, not its pressure. That is growth. That is grace. Comment, I choose peace over pressure. If this resonates in your heart, Archangel Michael says, your story will travel farther than your voice. People will hear about your resilience and find faith again. You are a living sermon. You preach by healing, by smiling again, by trying again. Do not underestimate the ripple of your recovery. Someone's hope depends on your comeback. When they see you standing, they will remember God still restores. Type, my comeback gives others hope if you accept that assignment. God says, I am sealing this chapter with favor. New contracts, new relationships, new doors. Watch for them. You won't need to strive. You'll simply step. Grace will go ahead of you, preparing every meeting, every call, every decision. You are about to walk into rooms built by your endurance. People will say, you make success look easy, not knowing the warfare behind the win. Smile and let them wonder. Your peace will speak louder than explanation. Heaven says, the story ends in light. The years of shadow are over. You will laugh without fear of loss. You will love without fear of leaving. You will live without the weight of what-ifs. This is not a temporary blessing. It's a permanent shift. The hand of God has signed your release from the past. Type, my release is sealed if you believe this is your new beginning. And Archangel Michael declares, you are not the same person who entered the storm. You are wiser, deeper, stronger, and divinely aligned. Every battle trained you for this moment. Every silence strengthened your discernment. Every wound widened your compassion. You are the evidence that light wins. Stand tall, beloved. Heaven is applauding you. If this message touched your heart, like this video, as your act of agreement, comment your angel number or prayer request. Heaven reads every word. Subscribe for daily prophetic guidance and share this message so someone else can remember. They tried to destroy you, but heaven rebuilt you. Archangel Michael says, the next breath you take is not ordinary, it is prophetic. Heaven is breathing new life into what you thought was over. The season of stillness has ended. Movement is returning, doors are responding, and favor is following your footsteps. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are walking in divine commission. The earth itself has heard your name. Angels are releasing opportunities that match your obedience. When you said yes to healing, heaven said yes to expansion. Type, my divine movement has begun. If you feel this awakening in your spirit, God says, I am bringing visibility to what has been hidden. The light will now find you. Every unnoticed effort, every seed sown in silence, every prayer whispered when no one saw, none of it was wasted. The harvest doesn't need applause. It needs timing, and your timing is now. People will suddenly remember your name. Help will appear from directions you never expected. The same voice that spoke worlds into existence is now speaking acceleration into your life. Comment, acceleration is my portion if you receive this in faith. Heaven says, do not shrink when blessings start arriving. You have prayed for this, cried for this, fought for this, so stand tall when it comes. The enemy will whisper, "You're not ready." Silence that lie by saying, "Heaven prepared me," because every setback trained you, every delay equipped you, and every heartbreak refined you. You are ready. You were always ready. You just needed to see yourself the way heaven sees you. Type "Heaven prepared me" to confirm that word. Archangel Michael says, your next chapter will be defined by clarity. Confusion is leaving your atmosphere. Decisions that felt heavy will suddenly become simple. People who blurred your vision will quietly exit. Divine order is replacing emotional chaos. This is how heaven protects its chosen ones, not always by explanation, but by elimination. When someone leaves without warning, thank God for the release. The peace that follows will tell you everything. Comment "Peace confirms my direction" if you know this is your word. God says, I am reversing the verdict. Every word spoken against you in anger, jealousy, or pride is being nullified. The record is being rewritten. The very evidence the enemy tried to use to disqualify you is being turned into proof of your endurance. What once discredited you will now distinguish you. The very area of attack will become your area of anointing. Type "My verdict is victory" if you're claiming your spiritual freedom. Heaven says, listen closely to your dreams in this season. I'm speaking through symbols, colors, and familiar faces. These are not random visions. They are previews of coming miracles. Keep a notebook by your bed. Write what you see. Pray over what you feel. I'm revealing blueprints for your next breakthrough. Some of you will receive a dream that reveals where to move, who to trust, or what to release. Do not doubt it. Heaven is communicating in layers. Comment "Heaven speaks and I listen" if your spirit is open to divine instruction. Archangel Michael says, restoration is already unfolding. You may not recognize it at first, because it comes in small confirmations. An unexpected message, a reopened opportunity, a peace you can't explain. These are the first ripples of resurrection. The life you thought was gone is stirring again. The relationships that died in misunderstanding are being replaced with connections built on truth. The resources you lost are returning through new channels. The dream that dimmed is being reignited. Type "My resurrection season is here" if this line pierces your heart. God says, do not settle for almost. You were not called to live in fragments. You were created for fullness. I did not bring you through the storm just to leave you in survival mode. You will thrive again. You will laugh without hesitation, love without fear, and trust without trembling. The tables are fully turning. The ashes are becoming evidence, and every no that once broke you is transforming into a bigger, better yes. Type "My yes is coming from heaven" if you're ready for fulfillment. Heaven says, some of you are about to receive public honor where you once faced private shame. Do not run from the spotlight when it comes. It's divine justice in motion. When God restores, He doesn't hide it. He displays it. Your story will become a mirror of His mercy. People will see what you endured and say, only God could have done this. Comment "My restoration will speak for itself" if that resonates in your soul. Archangel Michael says, stay humble but expectant. Gratitude keeps the gates open. Don't stop praising now that the promise is near. Every thank you is a signal to heaven that you are ready for more. The energy of your gratitude multiplies your grace. Even in small victories, rejoice, because small victories are signs of great victories on the horizon. Type "Gratitude opens my gates" if you are keeping your heart lifted in praise. God says, I'm establishing your legacy. What you're walking into isn't temporary, it's generational. Your obedience today is building bridges for those who come after you. Your children, your family, your community will benefit from your endurance. You broke cycles that others feared to confront. You changed what history thought it could repeat. Heaven calls you a lineage liberator. Type, I'm breaking cycles for generations. If you feel the weight and wonder of that calling, heaven says, this is your divine confirmation. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. The very chaos that tried to destroy you became the catalyst for your crown. You are proof that miracles aren't myths, they're movements. The battle was never about your weakness. It was about your worth. You have completed the hardest part. You didn't give up. Archangel Michael says, lift your head, chosen one. The light is breaking through. The promise is unfolding. The blessing is already on its way. Stand still, smile, and declare, heaven fought for me and I have won. Type, heaven fought for me in the comments if this message confirmed what your heart already knew. Like this video, share it with someone who needs their faith revived, and subscribe for more prophetic words, because your testimony is just beginning.